All right, guys. I'm gonna try and tell my story with addiction a little bit. Let you guys in on it a little bit. Growing up, my life was fun. We had a good childhood, but um, growing up, we played hockey on the road. And I went to a Mennonite private school, which was really hard on me. I always felt like I kind of didn't fit in with the kids. So I did that until about grade 6, and finally my parents put me in a public school, and from there things were hard because things were different. The things that you were learning in the public schools were different than what I've been learning the past few years. And also another big thing was, I had to find a brand new group of friends, which was really hard on me because I got social anxiety, and it's always been a problem in my life, and from there, weekends we were partying, drinking, and slowly, the drugs came in. Started with pot and went to cocaine, and in between all that, I had a girlfriend for a few years, and I really fell for her, and I kind of felt as if I could maybe not. I didn't want to live without her, and found out she was cheating on me, and she was with a good friend of mine, and I guess that was meant to be, but it really broke me. And at that point, I kind of just thought to myself, whatever, screw it, now I'll go out and party. And I didn't really realize what I was doing to myself. So come some years, the partying and the drug abuse became worse. So me and a couple friends, we decided we would try move out to Alberta to see if we could make a change, and we did. I had a little S10 at the time. It was a nice little truck that my dad helped me get. And so yeah, we made our way out there. We went through Canada, through the mountains, and we had a good time. The drive was, it was an adventure. And when we got there, it was about about a week or so, a week or 2 weeks that we were, it was quite a bit of drinking and stuff involved. So then work came, and I started to work, and I met this girl, which would turn out to be my wife, which I'm separated from right now. And she went out to South America to visit friends, or family more so, and during that time I was alone. I was alone in the, in the middle of nowhere, really, a small little town, nothing to do. So I decided I would try and give up, my substance abuse, to drugs anyway, while she was away. And I realized then how unnormal I felt without doing those things. So when she came back, I had insecurity issues because of my last relationship. So things that kind of dragged on into there, but we figured it out. We figured it out, and came a day. I was pretty hooked on drugs again. And I asked her, was my girlfriend at the time, if she wanted to move, to Ontario. Obviously in the hopes of thinking things maybe would get a little better. But we moved back, and what did I know? I connected with a family member of mine, and we were, eating mushrooms. I got introduced to shrooms at that time, and I really, really, really liked them. I really got into the psychedelics, and was doing a lot of cocaine, and it was ruining my life, big time. I became so paranoid, I didn't want to go anywhere. I had scratches all over my face. It just looked terrible, and so, in the middle of all this, we're planning a wedding, and in hopes of, if, get baptized, get married, and all that would help change my life, and it didn't really. It just kind of got worse, and when we got married, went to Cuba, we had a good time, and what do you know, the first thing they offer is drinks. So I'm drinking tequila and vodka and all these drinks, and first night was terrible on our honeymoon, it was bad, but it was hard for me to face it in the morning again, but we fixed it and we got along, and we had a good trip. We went and toured around the beaches, and it was fun, we seen lizards, it was cool. And so we got back home. From there, we moved to Calmer, Ontario. We rented a little house, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to weld anymore. So I got I got into, I asked my dad to help me get into truck driving, so I did. And I took a little bit of time off. I was working in between cash jobs, just to try and make it by while I was getting my license. So it came a time I got my license, hoping that, now I had this job and things would be better. But what ended up happening was I was too hooked on stuff, and I couldn't make it out in the semi. When they needed me, I was doing it half of the time, but the other half of the time I had to make excuses because I'd been drinking. I couldn't go out driving the trucks, big old rig like that. It's just, I don't want to kill anybody on the road. So my wife was working in this time, and